record,
Okay.
it'll make sure that you get
I'll
it.
do it then. Hi, this is aloha. Welcome to iTeach808's Empowering Hawaii's Teachers and Technology Conference, sponsored by Augustine Educational Foundation and Sacred Hearts Academy, Honolulu. My name is Debbie, and today we're honored to have Harmony from Yoga Ed to join us today and share her expertise through a 45-minute presentation named Supporting Teacher Wellness with Chair Yoga and Mindfulness. Please give her a warm aloha.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. All right. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much. Welcome to Supporting Teacher Wellness with Chair Yoga. As Debbie mentioned, my name is Harmony Tesoro, and I'm just really thrilled to be here today sharing this virtual space with you all and presenting on a topic that is near and dear to my heart, teacher wellness. Before we dive in, I invite you to take a moment with me to arrive. And what that means is just sort of coming into a place of presence with yourself, with your body, with your breath. And so I'll just walk us through a quick breathing exercise. So finding a comfortable seat, however that looks in your space today. Maybe sitting up just a little bit taller, feeling your shoulders roll down your back. And then you can place your hands wherever feels comfortable. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and then just release the breath. Maybe a couple of sighs for this Saturday morning. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then once more, big breath in and a big breath out. And then you can continue to breathe at your own pace. If it's comfortable for you, you can take your hands and just drape them across your middle. This is called balloon breath. So we're imagining our bellies filling like a balloon with air, and then releasing that air so that we can slow down our breath here. We'll just do that 2 more times. So big, full balloon breath in and out. And then 1 more time. Wonderful. You can release the hands and just find a comfortable seat once again. So again, it's really wonderful to be here today. For anyone just jumping in, or I know some folks will be jumping in and out, my name is Harmony Tesoro. I am an education specialist with Yoga Ed, and I have worked with many public, private, and charter schools across Oahu. Yoga Ed has been improving the health and wellness of school communities through both online and in-person yoga and mindfulness trainings. We're evidence-based, trauma-informed, SEL-aligned. We also meet national health and PE standards, and ultimately accessibility is truly at the heart of our work here. Really excited to share with you all that to date, we've reached 6 continents, 47 countries, 81,000 educators, and 15 million students. So it's really an honor to be here with each of you, understanding the tremendous impact and role that you play in both current and future generations. Which brings us to our topic for today, teacher wellness. This work starts with you. So as we know, more than ever, educators are experiencing significant increase in expectations outside of ourselves, so the external. Things such as making up for learning loss, addressing student behaviors, meeting standardized testing timelines, navigating hybrid learning, in-person learning, virtual learning, teaching social emotional learning, and of course, so much more, much of which is increasingly unpredictable. So simultaneously, educators are also being asked to do all of this without the necessary tools to support what's going on within or our internal practice. What we know is that how healthy and well we are directly impacts how healthy and well our students are. By prioritizing teacher wellness, this will cause a ripple effect to our students' wellness. So let's take a closer look at this term wellness. There are many domains within wellness, and here at Yoga Ed, we focus on 4. We have the physical or the body, mental, thoughts and cognition, emotional, our feelings, and social, the relationships that we have. Let's consider how each of these may show up for educators. And in doing so, we'll start to get a taste of how yoga and mindfulness tools can show up to support those different domains. So we're going to start with the physical. When you think of being not well physically, what are some things that maybe come to mind? So just take a moment to reflect here. This may show up, for example, as tension in the body, aching, feeling overtired or lethargy. So how can we get well? How about moving through a progressive relaxation? And we call this tense and release. So I invite you now to practice with me once again, sitting up nice and tall. Bring your awareness to your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulders, tighten the muscles there, and then let them drop. Just really release that out. Yeah, really nice. We'll do that 2 more times. So big breath in, squeeze the shoulders, and then out. And just let that release. Amazing. 1 more time. If you want to tense anything else up on your body, bring it all in, tense it up. And then, and just let it all go. Maybe a little shimmy shake. So when we are well physically, we can start to experience such things as perhaps more ease in the body or a more well-balanced energy. Okay, so mental. Let's look at the mental domain now. When we think of not well in the mental domain, perhaps we might think of things such as trouble focusing or being really easily distracted. So we're going to play a quick brain break here called mirrors, and afterwards we'll come back. So this video is about 1 minute and 45 seconds. I'm going to press play, get a thumbs up that we can hear sound, and I invite you just truly to maybe scoot your chair back, stand up, and do as much as makes sense in your space today.
I'll make movements and yoga poses with my body, and you be my mirror, following right along with me. Here we go.
Right, thank you so much for practicing, everyone. So for those that are on the Zoom call, I would love to go ahead and invite participants to open up the chat just to have a quick touch base here. And if you could share with me 1 word, now that we've done a little bit of tense and release and a little bit of movement in the body, how are we feeling in the physical body first? So 1 word to describe anything physical. And any and all answers are wonderful. Yeah, and thank you for the authenticity. Tired, loose, calm. Relaxed. Wonderful. And then how about one word to describe how you're feeling mentally? Yeah, Deborah, focused. And perhaps it doesn't always have to be on the positive side of the spectrum. Maybe we're just becoming really aware that we are in fact distracted, or we do feel like we have a lot going on. So either way, we're building that self-awareness. Yeah, awake, concentrated, excited, yay. Lovely. I'm definitely feeling a little bit more energized overall. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate your responses there. So coming back to this idea of the balance between, what does it look like when we're not well, and how can we move into a place that we are a little more well in our physical, mental, emotional, and social domain. So well in the mental domain, perhaps we're experiencing benefits such as increased focus and awareness, but we're also starting to see benefits in productivity and even creativity. Okay, so let's get into the emotional domain here, and we're going to reconnect with a joy breath. So you can actually do this seated or standing. It's up to you. I'm just going to scoot back a little bit. And we're going to follow along here, learning the arm movements first, and then we'll connect it with our breath. So reaching the arms overhead, and then reach them out right in front of you. Great. And then depending on your space, you can open up to a T or cactus the arms. Bring it back to center. Lift up tall. And then just drop and swing the arms. Yeah, nice. Now, as you can see in the image here, if there's nothing in front of you and you are able to move into a forward fold, however much distance that is, the invitation is to try that out. So let's do the arms with the breath this time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And if you've moved into any kind of forward fold, take your time as you come out, bringing the chin towards the chest, and slowly taking your time to roll up. Awesome. I love to use this one as both an opportunity to really bring focus, but also as an opportunity to energize. So this is considered one of our stimulating or energizing breathing exercises based on what happens sort of within the body. So we're going to try it a little bit faster. Ready? Here we go. In, out, in, out, in, out. And then again, take your time and slowly start to roll up. Wonderful. Let's do one of those tense and releases real quick. Big breath in, and then let it go. Fantastic. Okay, so not well when we think of our emotional domain can show up as things such as anxiety, stress, feeling helpless. But well, we can start to cultivate feelings of calm, connected, feeling centered, and maybe a little bit of joy. So we're going to move into the social domain now. When we think of the social domain, relationships are key to consider here. Not only with others, but the relationship that we have with ourselves too. For example, consider how you were in relationship with yourself and or with others the last time you felt completely overwhelmed. What was your self-talk like? What kinds of things were you reinforcing? Or how were you behaving outwardly? What were your actions saying? So not well can manifest as miscommunication, arguments, and feeling disconnected. But well can manifest as empathetic, patient, and connected. So I invite you once again to find a tall seat. This time we'll be reading some affirmations. You can see them there on the screen. Feel free after I say it, if you'd like to say it aloud to yourself or just saying it within yourself, either option is wonderful. I may offer some gentle movements, but you can feel free to stay still as well. So sitting up nice and tall, let's take a breath in and a breath out. Let's start by flipping the hands up. In my community, I am important. Placing the palms down. In my school, I am learning. Bringing the hands towards the head. In my mind, I am present. Bringing the arms to wrap yourself in a hug. In my body, I am changing. Hands to the heart. In my heart, I am strong. And then placing the hands back down. In my life, I matter. Take a deep, full breath in and out. Wonderful. Communication is what's happening all the time between our body and our brain, which can produce what's called a stress feedback loop. So any stress signals received from the brain, like I'm overwhelmed, my students are dysregulated, produce changes in the body. Now my shoulders are tense, my lower back is aching, which then reinforces stress in the brain. My body's in pain and I'm even more overwhelmed now. I'll never feel better. The good news is that we have the ability to break this stress feedback loop. It's just a matter of practice and discovering resources. So internal within yourself, such as your breath, and maybe external outside of ourselves. So yoga and mindfulness help people feel better by providing tools to get them on track to embodied wellness. And a bonus, all these tools are just as much for your students as they are for you. So yoga and mindfulness teach us two critical things: how to be self-aware and how to practice self-care. When we can become aware of who and how we are being, for example, maybe unfocused or anxious, we can start to utilize different tools like joy breath to shift into who and how we want to be. More centered, more present, more connected. We're effectively rewiring the brain in order to manage ourselves, manage our emotions, manage our thoughts, to regulate and to practice that self-care piece. So one big question that you may have is, how do I start to practice self-awareness if it's not yet a built-in habit? First, we have to sort of force stop the wheel and create realistic goals until we build that muscle memory, or in the brain, that neuroplasticity. For example, ask yourself, where within my workday do I need a moment to pause? A moment to myself. This could be in between daily activities. Maybe it's transitions. So if we start to integrate the tools for ourselves, we then start to see how this can become a part, a way within which we hold space in our classrooms, for ourselves, and for our school communities. So recently, one of my team members here on Oahu shared with me that a teacher out in Laie committed to a routine. So every day after recess, they would use a yoga tool like the breath work, to support the transition from recess coming back to the classroom and getting ready to move on to the next task. 1 month later, after having this become part of the routine, the students were coming in seated at their desk, crossing their arms, placing their head down, starting to do the breathing exercise because they were ready and they knew that they would be experiencing the benefits and the ease in transition that was then caused from entering the space and moving on to the next activity. So this was an opportunity for the teacher to take a moment and for the students to start to regulate in preparedness for the rest of the class. So to summarize, once we become self-aware, we can then consciously start to choose how to respond versus react, right? So imagine that same scenario. If my students are coming in and I'm like, hurry up, sit down, we gotta move on, we gotta get stuff done. How is that making my students feel? But also, how's that making me feel? So here at Yoga Ed, we utilize 4 tools to strengthen self-awareness and to actively practice self-care: breathing, poses, brain breaks or little games, and relaxation. And in wanting to support all of you beyond this single 45-minute workshop, we're going to move through a couple of specific tools that hopefully you can take with you and start to nurture your wellness inside and out of your classroom. So we'll be looking at 4 tools here: 2 breathing exercises and 2 poses. The goal is to either use these independently, or you can put them together to create maybe a 2-minute break, a routine that you can use anywhere, anytime, no prior experience necessary, no special equipment necessary. And the encouragement, of course, is to practice alongside of your students so that everyone can kind of soak in those benefits. So let's experience this as a flow, just meaning we're going to go right through all 4, and then we'll break down each one a little bit more. Just switch over so I can make sure you can all see me. Okay, I'm going to move to the other chair. So feel free to follow along. We're going to start with feeling breath. So creating a triangle shape with your palms, flip your triangle point down and place it towards your belly button. Bringing the focus or your eyes down towards your hands, taking a big breath in and a big breath out. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time, really bringing the breath towards your hands and out. Great. From here, reaching the hands up like you're going to give me a double high five. 1 hand comes across, the other hand reaches out and open. You can hold on to the side of the chair, to your lower back, or even the back of the chair, just depending on the space you're working in. And then if you would like, taking the focus over the back shoulder, we're creating a twist here in our spine. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly untwist. Great, let's move to the opposite side. So 1 hand across, other hand starts to open. And maybe this side feels a little different. That's completely okay. Find what feels good. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lovely. Slowly coming back, releasing the arms down by the side. We'll do a couple of shoulder circles here. So just bringing the shoulders up and back a few times. And then reversing that. So now taking the shoulders up and forward a few times. Great. And we'll finish with a breath as well. So this time bringing the hands back to the belly. We did this at the very beginning with our moment to arrive. So balloon breath, filling your belly with air like a big balloon. And then releasing that air out. 2 more times. One last time. And then just resting the hands comfortably. Great. So as you weave this into your practices, As I mentioned, you can do these independently from one another. You can also put them all together and just bring strong focus to the breath. So as it becomes more familiar with you, with your students, you can really start to create a flow between. So we'll do one quick example of that. Rather than me speaking this time, we'll just kind of do like a mirror game, and I'll move through all 4 quite quickly. And there you go. I think that was less than a minute. Just about. Okay, wonderful. So let's take a quick peek at each of these. As I mentioned in the very beginning, we are an evidence-based program, meaning that our tools, our curriculum has been studied. And so what we found is that there are specific benefits that emerge when we practice these different tools. So I'll just highlight a few of them, and this will just give you one more opportunity to practice each of the tools so that hopefully they're really solid and you can take them with you. So feeling breath, that's where we took the triangle and brought it towards our middle. We're thinking about like the lungs expanding as well as the bringing the breath a little bit lower in the body. So if you've ever experienced breath that feels really high in the chest, sometimes that can be an indicator of stress and anxiety. So by shifting the breath a little more down and really thinking about filling the belly or filling the lungs, it stimulates the rest and digest versus that fight and flight within our nervous system, so that we can start to calm the body down and to refocus the brain, the mind. So we're not only increasing breath awareness here, but we're increasing that physical connection with the breath. Seated twist. So when we look at our yoga poses, we can see physical benefits as well as mental benefits. So because we're doing a twist, we're strengthening the back. We're also stretching different areas on the body. And then a mental benefit can be, it's calming for the mind. Shoulder circles. So shoulder circles are strengthening and stretching the shoulders as we roll up and back, or we take it forward. One variation of this that I love, and you can see the student there practicing this with the bent elbows, especially if you don't have as much space to work in, can feel really nice. This one also is a calming tool. And then our balloon breath. So balloon breath, similarly, as I mentioned for feeling breath, activates the relaxation response. So we can see relief in symptoms of stress. Okay. So as we have come to find out, self-awareness, recognizing who and how am I being, and self-care or self-management, shifting into who and how I want to be, align also with the first 2 social emotional learning competencies. In order for us then to approach the other 3, so social awareness, responsible decision-making, relationship skills, those first 2, self-awareness and self-management, must come first. When we take the time to nurture our own wellness, this will lead to improved health and wellness for those in our care. We are a mirror, and our students reflect what we reflect. So when we prioritize our own teacher wellness, even if it's just a pause for a balloon breath, teaching ourselves how to become more self-aware and practice actively that self-care piece, we're also mirroring and teaching our students those same skills that they can learn to apply in all aspects of their lives, both in your shared space and at home with their peers, etc. Okay, so how does tech play a role in all of this, being that this is a tech conference? We're just really excited to share that Yoga Ed has created an online push and play library of over 550 classes, sort of created with teachers in mind. So these classes are intended to do the work for you, meaning you click on a lesson, press play, and reap the benefits right alongside your students in as little as a minute. So I gave you an example of that when we played mirrors. That actually comes from our library. You click it, I got up myself, sat down in my chair, and I was able to practice right alongside all of you. Within our library, we have a variety of classes. So we have SEL-based classes, trauma-informed, we have chair yoga, mat yoga. Everything's been categorized by age group. So if you work with elementary, if you work with high school, middle school, and then even breaks it down further, maybe it's preschool or it's 4th and 5th grade. We also have adult and family classes and a brand new section all about teacher wellness. So as we start to wrap up this slideshow, I'll be giving us a quick tour of what that online class library looks like, using our brand new class directory to show you a couple of examples of how you can navigate and work with it. And then we'll also be taking some time to kind of consider how and why would this show up in our teaching spaces for us. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and exit this screen share. Here we go. Oh, we have so many folks on the thing now. That's awesome. When I'm in screen share, as I'm sure all of you know, right, I can only see one box. Okay, fantastic. So let me go ahead and get this ready for you all so that we can see what's going on. All right. Thank you for your patience, everyone. So I'm going to be sharing 2 tabs here. Hopefully you'll be able to see. So this is the online academy. You'll notice that since this is my personal account, I have access to all the different courses, and I just wanted to give you an opportunity to see what some of the categories are, as well as what it looks like if you click into any of these. So for example, if I'm going to click into chair yoga for grades 9 to 12, what happens is that you not only have all of these different classes that are broken into different time frames. So maybe I only have 3 minutes, or maybe I have 5 minutes. What do I want to focus on? You know what? I'm recognizing that my students are really tired, or that I'm feeling really tired and I need to energize. So let's do, here we go, a 3-minute practice. Or maybe we're just going to do a relaxation. So any of these that you can click on, and it will pop up a specific video. You can play that video, and it's of that said age group following along, so that, you know, if you are doing this with your students, they have a sense that they're part of the community as well. And then if you wanted to, you can also download the lesson plans, project it up on your whiteboard or share, and everyone can kind of follow along. This is a great opportunity to get your students involved. Maybe they can start leading it. When I was working at a school, it was a 3rd grade classroom. They started being the leaders every single day and leading us through little mindful movement breaks. So I also just want to quickly show you the directory. And Debbie, I can still see you. Thumbs up if you see that it says contents. Okay, perfect. So this is our directory. What we realize is that we have so many classes, it can kind of be hard to navigate. And time is of the essence, right? Especially for educators. So we need something quick that in the moment I can think to myself, I need this, my students need this, where can I go? What can I do really quickly? So this directory is there for you. You can see we have mat yoga, chair yoga, SEL, trauma sensitive, and digital wellness breaks. That's for children. We also have it for teens, adults, and family yoga. For example, let's say I'm working in an elementary type setting. My students are coming in from recess. I would also like to set up a brand new routine for every time after recess because I need that transition as they're coming in. I'm going to click on balloon breath, which is only 37 seconds. When I click on balloon breath, it takes me, so I'm just going to swap over here because I have it up already. It's going to take you right to balloon breath. And we can press play. So I'll give you a little sample of this one. Sound is okay? Great.
Start sitting up tall on the edge of your seat. We're going to breathe in deeply 3 times. Place a hand on your belly. Feel it rise and fall with each breath. Like filling a balloon.
And there you go, 30 seconds, 37 seconds. You've had an opportunity to become a little more self-aware and to practice that self-care piece. These also have downloadable instructions. So let's say, for example, you'd really like to just start being able to talk through this with your students. Here are instructions for you, not only the benefits, but step by step, you could, speak these instructions and they've been tested and tried and your students can follow along with you. So yeah, all of that is there for you. What's really cool, I didn't really get to show you before, so I'll show you real fast because I see we're coming up on time. Let's say I want to do trauma sensitive chair yoga, and I want to do self-talk. When you click on this, it actually, as long as you're logged in, will take you exactly to that video and it's ready to go. So you don't have to spend a lot of time searching for what you need and getting it like ready and prompted to go. You can also just have that, that directory open and choose what you need that way. These also include downloadable lesson plans. Okay, yay! I'm so excited to have been able to have this opportunity to share all of this with you. I'd love to, I have a couple of sort of last minute things in our 5 minutes together that I have to share, including some free resources, but would just love to check in with all of you. If you have the chat open and available, if you could share with me one takeaway from today's workshop, that would be really wonderful as I do this last little screen share with you all. Wonderful. So I got a direct message. I hope it's okay I share. A relaxing way to break the stress cycle. It won't take much time and it's easy to do. So many benefits. Easy accessibility to mindfulness. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing, everyone. Feel free to keep those ideas pouring in. I'm going to head over to screen share for one last piece. Okay. So we are here for you. Our doors are always open. And really a huge part of how we can continue to show up for our community is that we listen to what our community needs. So if you wouldn't mind, I've saved a little bit of time here. If you could please take a moment to scan that QR code that you see. It'll take you to just a short question answer that provides us with invaluable insight. And it also allows us to continue to shapeshift what we put out as free resources as well as paid resources for educators. You can always reach out to us. courses@yogaed.com is the contact there. Visit us at yogaed.com. You can follow us on social media. So our handle is @WeAreYogaEd. We're constantly putting out things daily, including free resources, downloadable resources. And you can also check out our YouTube channel, which houses many of the push and play series. I find that what's wonderful about the YouTube channel is that as appropriate, you can share this with families and then encourage your students to go home and start to practice this with their families, or for you and for those of you who have your own families at home to be able to practice it as well. In the meantime, I do want to share 2 free resources also that we have. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna just finish this out and give it a little more time to do the survey, and then I'll share the links. So when I share the links in a moment, if you download those links directly from our website, you'll be signed up for a newsletter, and that newsletter often includes free toolkits, case studies, articles, classes, new content that we put out. So like brain breaks. Sometimes it'll be, you know, like a press pause, join us for this little mindful movement. It also includes discounts. So we'll do sales, coupon codes if you're ever interested in continuing education with us. So as I close, I'd like to also take this opportunity to thank the sponsors, Augustine Educational Foundation and the Sacred Hearts Academy, Honolulu. I think this is my 4th year doing this, so I'm just really honored to continue to be a part of this work. I know that iTeach808 wanted me to also remind you all that there's a survey. I think you're eligible to win one of 20 Target gift cards if you go to the website, iTeach808.com, and fill out that survey. And that helps to keep the conference free. So yay, thank you, thank you. Hopefully you all had a chance for that QR code. I'm just gonna exit out of here so that I can share these 2 resources with you all. And then in our last minute, I can stick around if there's any questions. So here we go. Here's the first one. This is one of our new teacher wellness guides. And then here is another toolkit for teacher wellness. And then just in case the QR code was not working for you, here's also the survey link there. And I may as well share the YouTube Yoga Ed YouTube link as well. So one moment while I grab that. And there we go. You are all set with lots and lots of links and things to go explore. So again, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Debbie, for being the co-facilitator with me and holding space. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to stick around if time allows. Otherwise, I wish you all wellness as you continue for the rest of this school year and in many school years to come. Thank you.